Hey there, Wondering Watchers. Welcome to this tarot reading made for watchers of true crime and intended for a mature audience. This reading explores the whereabouts of the fixed blade knife allegedly used to murder the 4 University of Idaho students, Maddie Mogen, Kaylee Goncalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. The DNA of suspected Idaho murderer Bryan Kohberger was reportedly discovered on a knife sheath found at the crime scene. Since a gag order has been put in place to protect Kohberger's right to a fair trial, it's unlikely we'll get official information from law enforcement regarding the status of the knife's recovery. This reading attempts to find out what we can about the missing murder weapon. So I will be using Kipper cards for this reading. There are a total of 28 cards here. The deck has 39, but I have taken out several cards that kind of don't resonate with any aspect of the crime. So things like, sudden wealth, great fortune. So I'm going to shuffle these and lay out the cards in 4 rows of 7, and we'll see how they kind of fall in place. Okay, they don't want to shuffle anymore, so here we go. Okay, so the way that I see this is I am taking this coffin here in the lower right corner to be the actual, the murders. You have this card of despair above it. So it's kind of a sense of kind of the killer just freaking out. And then you have this card of imprisonment. So it's as if they're having committed the murder to some degree. They were already mentally imprisoned. They were already kind of preparing for it. With this, mature man, this could be the father of the killer. It could be, could even be like a mentor. You see all these books behind here. Very smart individual. You've got this globe here. So, possibly someone who would be relied upon in this situation, might not necessarily been in direct communication with that person, but there's someone that they were kind of relying upon, someone maybe they studied, researched, had good pointers from. You have this occupation card in front of that mature man. So, it's a sense of, with Kohberger being a criminology student, it's as if there were people he would talk to about hypothetical situations of murdering people or getting away with crimes. That's already been put out in the news, but it's a sense of that was what he was relying on. You have here message of concern. It's in contact with this occupation card here, and this courtship, which this can apply to any type of gathering meetings in general. So, talking about the murders in class, there's this kind of, this message of concern is heaven forbid that this is actually happening. But you also have this false person here that is touching this message of concern. And it's almost feigning this, the concern about hearing the news of the murder. You have here this courthouse, this person that looks like a some type of official government worker, judicial worker, holding these documents. And so it's almost a sense of the police already investigating, gathering evidence of figuring out who this murderer is. And here with, this expectation card and this change card, this expectation card is usually like a 3-month waiting period. And with this change card, it's like anticipation of moving, changing. You can see there's actually a vehicle here. So it's almost a sense of he was expecting to have at least 3 months of, being undetected. And during that time, he was going to drive across country with his father and go to his home in Pennsylvania and hang out there with his mother and his 2 sisters. And here you've got this pathway card. It's another kind of concept of like roads, streets. So basically it kind of indicates this long road trip, but you've got this official person here, and this can be police officers, and they've got this adjudication card here. This kind of indicates judicial decisions. So here I'm taking that to be the fact that he was, during his trip, he was arrested at his home, and he had to kind of waive extradition to get back to Idaho. So here with this thief card, this is a card of loss. It could be intentional loss. And this person with the official person here has this knife here. So it's kind of making me think that by the time he even went on his road trip, the knife was already like disposed of, taken care of. And at this point, we have the thief next to his thoughts and distant horizons. So here, distant horizons, you've got this anchor looking thing and like water over here. And it's next to this gift card and this bad health card down here. It's almost like this gift is being provided for someone in a bad situation. So I'm kind of taking it to mean that with this official person and the adjudication thief, the whereabouts of this murder weapon, it could be thrown in some type of body of water, and it's as if there's contemplation of, with this thoughts card, contemplation of whether or not revealing that location will provide some lenience in the trial or sentencing. But it almost depends on how things go with the evidence. You have here this message card underneath the main mail. You can see some paperwork. You see there's a message in this drawer that you can close and an envelope that can be sealed. And you have this journey card here, which kind of can be like the sentencing if found guilty. And this kind of card of concern right next to the main mail, right in front of the main mail. So it seems like there's this contemplation going on whether or not to give up the location of the knife, which appears to be it could be that the police already have an idea of where it is. Maybe they already have it considering they have the thief next to adjudication and official person. But if they don't have it in their possession, then it seems that there is contemplation of giving up the whereabouts of where that was discarded, to potentially lessen the sentencing and kind of make the situation better for Kohberger. So this is what I have for now. I'll see you next time. Until then, stay on your toes and take care.